Because, yeah, today we're going to be looking over. So, with every Magic set that comes out in Arena, about a month after, give or take, they end up releasing a set of alchemy cards for that, along with an alchemy balance bit for their constructed formats that use alchemy cards. Um, and I continue to be curious as to the growth in design that they have. Alchemy very early had a absolutely dreadful kind of design to it that was very what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Asynchronous with the set. Like the cards just felt like cards rather than cards from the set, which is like a tough thing to, you know what I mean? Like just completely off, and they've been a lot better about that as of recently. Though, funnily, they tend to be cards that just like wildly uh, tilt a limited format, and that's what I like to check out. Have you looked at any of the alchemy cards yet? I've seen two. Uh, One of them had wording to support multiplayer, and one of them had Fibblethip. Those were the two that I had seen. Um, I think there were a couple, but anyway, well, that's what we're here to do. We're gonna go ahead and hit this button at least so that they're done here. We're gonna go ahead and do a draft that involves them. I am curious. So, okay, with murders at Karlov Manor, on Arena and in paper, this represented a change in the way that booster draft was structured in the packs. Most notably, two big ones shifting down to 14 cards, and also shifting like so that multiple commons and a higher rate of uncommons are around. And I wonder what that means for this like alchemy slot. Is this just going to be one of the few remaining common slots is hit by an alchemy card? Will they be at a rate? Obviously, it's not going to match paper because, you know, alchemy doesn't exist in paper. That's the point. But we'll get to learn together what sort of silly nonsense we have available to us within the realm of alchemy. In these drafts, I tend to weight the new cards pretty highly, if just to see how they play out or go. So we are likely to pick them even over a lot of Buster cards. Maybe not like highly ridiculous ones, but you know. We're here to see the alchemy nonsense. Here to have our opponents play some cards we've never seen. I find it a fascinating experience. Howdy. I hope you're all doing well on Tuesday. Or whichever day it happens to be for you. When Perforator Crocodile enters the battlefield, for each creature your opponent controls, conjure a card named Stab Wound onto the battlefield attached to that creature. Hell yeah. We this crocodile is made of knives. This doesn't target, so it'll pierce ward. We're here for that. That's what we're here for. Yeah, Master Crocodile is here to kill you. This is 2 duels. That's funny. You know, we're
See, if your opponent has enough 3/3s, this actually just instantly kills them once their upkeep
they
happens.
die immediately. It pierces ward because it doesn't target. It just hands it off. So yeah, we're here in Alchemy Land. We're learning about new cards like Sleuth Instructor. Whenever
I feel like Alchemy, Murders of Karlov Manor. This is Murders of Markov Manor.
yeah, this is Murders. Yeah, Murders of Markov Manor here. Whenever Sleuth Instructor or another face permanent you control is turned face up, seek a non-elfin creature, 3 or less, and oh, so this just makes a 2/2 on flip up. This ability triggers only once. Oh, well. Hey, wait a minute.
Nice.
The bottom of this text is cycling.
It does, yeah.
What if?
Why does it have cycling?
It's probably specifically for this.
Yeah, specifically because you can drag it out of the grave, not that hard. Sure, yeah. But
Yeah. I don't know.
It feels like completely unnecessary text on the card otherwise.
I like Sleuth Instructor, but I'm feeling the Crocodile here. This is...
Just doesn't add up. It
It
couldn't have
doesn't-
been the Crocodile, but all of it says that it was the
Yeah,
Crocodile.
everything I have leads to the Crocodile, but how... throws folder onto the desk. Have you ever heard of Knife Crocodile?
Knife Crocodile. Knife Crocodile died years ago.
That's a name I haven't heard in ages. Forensic Researcher, Reckless Detective's another good one. That's what we're going to filter out. Though, at this point, I want to staunch...
See how far you can possibly make mono black happen.
Yeah,
I think.
we want to staunch black and then, like, see what our secondary color is when we start seeing other silly... You know, there's going to be more, What's the deal with this? So this is, it's going to -2/-2 everything. Anything that lives is going to hit them for 2. Uh-huh.
See, our entire deck
is
playing
now about this
for
one.
Afraid of Crocodile and nothing else.
Okay, hold on. What if our entire deck is around the reanimator nonsense, but in like a silly way here with the roots? But also,
I love that.
Yeah, repeat offenders. You can have multiple of the same common in packs. I disagree with this coalition pretty heavily, but you can do it.
I think the thing that I'm finding about it is that it's actually extremely
Wait a
common,
minute.
and that's the thing that I hate about it the most.
Search your library, basic land reveal, put it in your hand. It perpetually becomes a clue. And... Wait, hold on.
The land becomes a clue.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, like we can have doubles of this. Dual Leech. I like Fester Leech here. This is a way to get us closer to the Crocodile.
And with Land Investigation, that feels extremely like a card that'd be trivial to do in paper. There's no reason for this to be in Alchemy.
Well, it puts it in hand and then gives the card in hand the clue ability. It doesn't, like, put it
I
in
suppose,
play.
yeah.
So it has
If
to
you
track
put it
a
in
card
play-
from outside of play.
Yeah. Specifically because this costs 1 and puts it in hand. If it costs 2 and put it into play, then it would be fine.
Okay, we got Bite Down, we got Loxodon, we got Mortipede, we got Gorgon's Kiss. I'm gonna try and get green going. I think green actually adds up. It does add up with the reanimator stylings.
Oh, you know I love that.
Oh,
so
hold on.
I'm down for it.
Choose an
Okay.
instant or sorcery in your hand or graveyard. That card perpetually incorporates what?
Incorporates means it gets added directly.
It adds
to the
direct to
cards.
the. Okay, it's in the top.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you add blue to a card and it becomes a cantrip, and then return a. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna take the edict in this pack. We have to, again, when we see alchemy cards like this, we're gonna have to investigate them. Oh, another scapegoat. Okay, I'm feeling good about black if we have, like, because this edict is actually one of the best cards.
Each opponent sacrifice a creature. Instead, each opponent sacrifice a creature with greatest. Okay.
Yeah, so
I was just making sure because this is an alchemy. Technically, this could have been eroded if they found it was too good.
true, we did see the A in the corner on the. But you're right. There could be changes on that. One thing
Is
with
the Cryptex better in Arena?
no
In Alchemy?
change.
No. Okay.
I don't think there are any changes in the current set with Alchemy. They tend to do it in older sets. Like, when I logged in, it told me that the Bloodbraid Elf was a 5 cost that needs to be cast to Cascade. The Bloodbraid Elf one. The, Geomancy. I forget the name of. All right.
Okay.
Ah.
All right. Black is looking like you might have chosen right.
We got some repeat offenders. Sure. A card that fits into my... Yeah, that's the one. Geolong Appraiser. Oh, sure. Alright. So green is droppable if we see something, you know,
like
nifty.
maybe a second preferred crocodile. Damn. All right.
Oh, instead, Lurking Spinecrawler, 4 mana, 5/4. When Lurking Spinecrawler enters the battlefield, you can choose a non-land card in your hand. That card perpetually incorporates black 1. When you cast this spell, each opponent sacks a creature, each opponent who can't discards a card. When you cast a multicolor spell, for each of that spell's color, drain X. Or drain. Huh. We also have a Among Us. This card's actually quite powerful because it's 6/6 worth of stats. With a shell game attached. Whip Acker is also quite good. As I've said before, when looking at multiple cards that could go in our deck during Alchemy Times, the new card wins. We don't have a lot of multicolor cards for...
Start to lean in on it. You might want to go directly hard green-black now.
Yeah, now we want to find some friends that are multicolored to go with this.
And you also want some stuff that's
relatively
kind of cheaper, so you can turn anything into a...
Tunnel Tipster would be the other one I would pick if there wasn't a card like this in the pack. We don't want to hand off this to like our Crocodile, but this is something that like I could hand off to the Offender. Incorporate. Oh yeah, it adds it to the color, so we incorporate on a green card, it becomes green-black.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's its power of.
I read that as Archdruid's Curse at first. I was like, wait a second. No way.
So Archdruid's Charm is a pretty heavily played constructed card. This, because it says search your library for a creature or land, and this would search for Lotus Field or any friends of Lotus Field, as well as being removal for hate cards against Lotus Field.
Yeah, it just digs up whatever you want.
Nitric or Moroi. Oh, hold on. We have a new one to read. 4/2 trample for 3. When Kaboomist enters play or turns face up, deals X damage to target opponent, where X is your 2-turn storm count?
It's the beginning of your last turn. That'd be a huge pain to
Yeah, no wonder that's an alchemy card. All right, hold on. Hold on. I see Extort.
That creature's got Extort.
Sacrifice a non-spirit. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. It becomes a spirit, 1/1, and you can pay 1 for it instead of its mana cost.
Interesting. I actually like that card a lot. Like design size, space-wise. Making anything into a 1/1, but... You know,
I mean, we can. That's a reanimation piece for the Crocodile.
True.
I'm gonna grab this because I'm not dedicated to green right now.
Yeah.
The murder was what we had to pass up for. This is just in the
Putrid
set.
Warrior.
This is just in the set. This is just in the set.
Each player loses 1 life, or each player gains 1 life.
This is from APOC. It's just in the set. I mean, it's not in the set, but you know, it's anyway.
Penguin Saver can be played as mono black, so
yeah,
no problem.
Toxin Analysis is fine as well. Ominous Lockbox. When Ominous Lockbox enters play, and secretly choose a number between 1 and 20. When your opponent casts a spell with that mana value, sacrifice it, copy it. And then it also is a clue. Okay. So this is the you try to gotcha your opponent and then copy whatever the first thing they play on, like 3, 4. This is like a Pharaoh's. This belongs like. Hold on, I wanna. I can't see that anymore. Oh well. Rope.
Bombs. That boil.
Push him. Oh, another reanimation piece. Hold on.
Pull is anyway. All right, so
Yeah,
you have the world's worst kill spell and a decent reanimator piece.
Yeah, it picks up
Gotcha.
2 creatures, so.
Did someone grab the black-green multicolor card?
Yes, they did.
That's interesting. I'm not surprised. I figured someone would have to have started taking this black, and that's probably the direction that they've chosen. So
yeah,
I think leaning into black-white is actually like the good idea to go on from this point on.
We picked up the roots earlier, or we passed. Like we did not pick up the roots earlier. We passed up the roots, and that's like very much a like okay, that's a card. Pass up slime. Goodbye slime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pack 3. What do we got? 2 novice inspectors. Hey, hold on. Hey now, hold on. Hey now. Hold on.
Ornithopters
Hold
that
on.
are 2/2s.
Hold on. Hey now, hold on. This is like wild and limited, right? Like, hold on.
Obviously, but
We can't.
I mean, yeah, it's extremely good.
I know.
But is it going to be fun? It's just making 2/2 flyers.
It's like Bitter Blossom, but it's a 1/1, and then also die. The Alchemy card is missing in here. Lazov. The roots were a card we passed up earlier. We could have been in green with the roots, and
What?
without them. Ooh.
Treacherous greed.
Ooh. Sack a creature that dealt damage this turn. Draw 3. This is hard to get off, but
it does. For what it does, you have draw 3 cards, drain 3 opponent. That's a lot of work that it does in one go.
I'm gonna try and.
Yeah, I like dropping away from green into
I feel like I want
white
more.
here.
I want more like bodies.
Yeah, you do.
That's like a piece that's not quite here yet. I feel good on removal. I feel good on our dumb power. I feel like again we just get to like if I have like 4 ways to reanimate this, I feel good, and then like maybe some other things to get me there. Honestly, Novice Inspector I first picked there as a card that's likely just going to be a set of bodies, and that's same here. All right, hold on. We have to read.
We're gonna 2/2.
Okay. When you sack an artifact, choose a creature in your hand or a creature you control. It gets +1 power perpetually. Okay. Clue, liker.
Whip Cracker 2.
This has been a question I've had in a while. Why do some cards say each opponent is MTG, not always 1v1? That is correct.
Yeah.
There are multiple different formats for Magic, and some of them are not just 1v1.
In fact, the most popular format of the game at this point is a multiplayer format. So
Draft a card from Relics of the Rumble Belt twice, then put 1 into the battlefield tapped, and it's 10 signets. That's cute.
neat.
I could take a haunch, but the Night Drinker's quite good. Yeah, the most popular Magic format these days is just flat multicolor or multiplayer. The beginning of combat,
It's commander.
yeah, commander these days is that's generally designed around 4-player. Gains flying until end of turn if you control or a card in your hand has.
Odd.
Okay, that's funny. Yeah, there's also a number of other multiplayer formats, including just playing with, you know, 3 friends. But
just kitchen table playing with friends, just 4 players at once. It's a very common thing.
ooh,
Too.
okay, all right. We have Fester Leech as another way to get to things. It doesn't add up as a second reanimation spell or another unscrupulous agent, which is probably not the choice because like this is just filler stuff. Do I want a second reanimation spell? I think so.
Kind of like it. But here's the thing about on the big guy you grabbed to a spine crawler.
Yeah.
Is that even if you don't get the multicolored effect off of it, that's fine.
Yeah, it's
honestly.
still huge.
It's still big. It still does the, you know, the sack thing on the next thing you cast. And it's still a 5/4 for 4. So
but yeah, you get like you get a lot of things where like there are cards that your target opponent loses 3 gains 3, and then there's cards that are like each opponent. Those tend to be like all built around like there are reasons a card would say each, there are reasons a card would not. The Commander Legend stream where I got knocked out early and then just went and played Mahjong because I couldn't go to another game because I couldn't escape. Okay.
I watch is actually a fine
Yes.
last card, I think, right?
Yeah, I do want a couple cards that are just a couple bodies. That's why I'm. Honestly, we're almost mono black.
You're very close to it, and if you wanted to, I bet you could.
So, Fester
play it.
Leech, Toxic, Repeat Offender, Assailant, Murder, Spine Crawler, Reconstruction, Night Drinkers, it doesn't add up, Crocodile, Push Pull. Yeah, we probably could get away with it. The reason I wouldn't would be just to, you know, Vecco here is probably the reason I wouldn't. That's reason enough to put it in.
Simply having Vecco on the field is powerful, even if you don't do anything else, because it turns out having 1 spare mana to drain your opponent for 1 every single turn,
yeah,
it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's go see what other nonsense opponents have to bring to bear.
It's always interesting seeing a draft deck where one of the lower slots is actually 3, given that on average the majority, not majority, but the largest mana value slot in a set is usually 3, where they design more cards at 3 than anything else.
Yeah, there was a article this week that went super in depth on the kind of general design skeleton that Magic uses these days. Oh,
Nice.
kick ass. Yeah, okay.
Opponent, you may be unaware, but we are actually nearly mono black, and we just got very lucky.
Yeah, we have every white card in our deck. Oh, we're dead. So I have to beat Bitter Blossom that makes 2/2s, huh?
And doesn't drain them any life.
Yes.
Well, all you have to do is kill it, and they're not 2/2s anymore. They're
True.
merely O2s.
True. I do have a problem with that action.
You have more than 1 murder in your deck, a card you can't currently play.
Uh-huh.
And Sanguine Savior is a flyer, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a 2/1. Okay. I guess that's actually also a big reason why there wouldn't be that many 3 drops comparatively in this format, because everything that has disguise is a 3 drop.
Yes, that's. I'm trying to come up with any line that doesn't result in us losing this game on the spot.
Well, in for a penny, etc.
Yeah. Tap the Ornithopter. If we draw the Crocodile, we can immediately reanimate it. Like, we actually have that just in play right now.
And they have a 1/3, so they'd even also lose life because of it.
All of my 2 toughness flyers. So the reason we're declining there is because getting the leech into play is actually more important than most other, basically anything here. Because if the leech can connect, we can possibly get to, you know, our friend.
You could also just draw it next turn.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh.
Oh. Is Leech to player?
Yes. Okay.
All right, they're letting it through. They're letting it happen.
Okay, and
there are combat tricks in white in this. I'm not that surprised.
yeah,
that they let
I'm
this
just thinking
happen.
about if I morph it, if I pump it or not.
Which what gives it lifelink?
No, +2. That's why they didn't block it.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, that got us the spine crawler.
Which that means you can force them to sack something.
Right, but you know.
Yeah.
This is very awkward. Anything I can do to get us deeper in the deck is like the obvious want here. Okay.
Next on set, they should have a card that is the design skeleton.
Okay. Another Ornithopter shows up to play. Yep. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to loop.
Okay, so this does mean that if you draw it now, you can just cast it.
Yeah.
So that was like the last possible chance for a land to be an okay draw.
Yep.
From this point on, if it's lands, that just feels bad.
So Fester Leech in. Okay.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that they're letting this through. I know that they don't want to lose their things, but I feel like
They shouldn't be let like.
This functionally reads draw 2 cards for you.
Okay.
Is that second Moroi or?
Yeah, that's second Moroi.
Yeah. Extort and Fester Leech still mean that you're ahead on life for some reason.
I know, right? The other thing is I don't want this dead because the moment it's in the grave, it actually says counter target reanimation spell.
Yeah. Oh, that requires you to sack something.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, okay, so that's the idea behind this card. Dang. The one black thing there, that doesn't change its type. That doesn't change what color it is. It gives an alternate casting cost.
Yes.
And just, it doesn't work with lurking. The lurking guy is all I mean.
Okay, so we have the lurker. Okay, that's great. What?
What? They didn't pay for the... They couldn't pay for the,
Oh my god, they targeted my ward creature with the suspect.
Alright, yeah. Fair enough.
Odd,
but fair. That kind of implies to me that if the Strider was dead, they'd probably overlook using it, but I'm not saying to,
I'm actually going to decline making this cost 7 because I want it to be usable.
Yeah.
In case we mill off the Fester Leech. Red. Shit! Okay.
What is that an enchantment that just steals
That
it?
is Mind Control. It becomes a 1/1 and gains Death Touch in addition to its other text.
I see. Well, you can't really do anything about that.
No, not really. Okay.
Still not there. It is truly astounding how incredibly stabbable this board is.
I know. If we ever get there. And, like, I am trying so hard to, like, beat turn 2 better than Bitter Blossom. And, like, almost nothing real to back it up, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've just been kind of playing shit, and,
Oh, they can extort?
They can extort you.
With Ornithopters. Yeah, this card is
It's
maybe
fucked up.
maybe the most like when we saw it, I thought about it and thought about it and then thought about it and then realized it's Bitter Blossom.
The thing is that the card is obviously extremely good, but we
It's
had
just
an
also-
entire deck that we were building towards
Yeah,
that
I
was
like-
like fun and different.
All right, come on. It doesn't add up.
Doesn't add up.
It just
Man,
doesn't.
if either of these were murder, we'd at least be able to turn them into O2s.
I know, if we can kill the stupid Emporium Thopterist, that turns off. Like, I mean, they can pick up the
So-
Thopterist again, but
I think that they're not going to block Festival each year because they kill you on Crackback anyway. So I feel like they're going to let this through as well. Or because they're killing you on Crackback, they definitely don't want to let it through. All right.
I was gonna flip up for green to search a land because that's I know what cards do in this set.
Oh, Sanguine Savior has lifelink. All right, you actually might have one more turn.
It's possible. What?
They're makeshift finding their own gravestone.
No.
Strider?
Off. What?
Oh,
What?
they have white in
They
their
have white in their deck. That's the. What?
Oh,
What?
They're greed. They're greed lords. Is what they are. Okay. Doesn't add up.
doesn't add
This is
up.
instant speed.
Yeah. It suspects. This is.
Right. This can't block anyway. This
Yeah.
is just a stylish way to die.
Oh yeah, we finally get to kill the Thopter.
You know, if anything you had first strike, you could have given them a rude awakening.
I know. All right, so it turns out our deck can't beat turn 2 Bitter Blossom. Better than Bitter Blossom.
okay. It can
It
if
could-
you draw
it
the thing
could've.
that beats it.
It could have done it. So here's the actual trick about this deck, and we all know this. If we see the Crocodile, I feel like our win rate is like what 100%. We got
Yeah,
We,
and
we
if you don't
simply
see the crocodile, it's not nearly as
we
high.
simply need to draw our first pick. This happens
Yeah.
all the time. It's easy. Just find your first pick. We actually have like 3, 4. If we find it and like even cycle it, this deck has I think 4 or 5 ways to pick it up out of the grave.
You have the white-black creature. You have the 2, it just doesn't add up. You have the push and pull.
Yep, and then I think there's a double raise dead.
Yeah, I believe so. So, like, you have a lot of ways to get it back. It's true. Your
We
your deck
just- we
clearly
just need
revolves
to
around
find-
this crocodile.
We simply will draw the Crocodile.
The crocodile is...
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. I got you this time.
Go home.
No, not-
Enough of this shit.
Get out. We're not getting 0-3'd by that card. Absolutely not taking an 0-3.
Choose 6. Destroy us.
This is choosing 3, right? Like,
Probably. I mean, that's the most likely result in basically every circumstance.
alright, keep milling. Anyway, let's let them.
Murder is gone.
Okay. I thought they were going to pick 3 because it would, but that's fine. This is really good for us because we can do this and then also a 2.
How a master go?
Sure.
Yeah, The Crocodile is a 6 mana 6/5 with triple black in its casting cost. It's something that does -2/-2 to your opponent's stuff, and if they, in this case, survive instead of die, drain 2, or makes them lose 2. Yeah, it is absolutely 100% in every respect a massacre worm.
Yeah, it's a massacre worm. Did they pick 6?
That's what I'm feeling. They picked 6.
Okay. It's not 1, 2, or 3.
It could be 4. Or it could be 5 as the go-to
Yeah.
limited bomb number of 5.
I'm curious, whatever. That's a good one. Blocks our Moroi, and then,
The Cop Reconstruction is a,
double raise dead.
right. Okay.
If a creature, if Morbid is active, if any creature has died, it costs 2, which means then, like, we can pick up, like, Spine Crawler +1 or something like that.
Honestly, Faster P would be pretty good still.
Yeah. Alright. Do they have the copy? We're gonna get Spine, and we're gonna get Night Drinker. Not on 4!
Well, it currently costs 2 less. I believe that actually does apply, doesn't it?
Mana value equal to, it looks at the top right.
It's not current cost, it is mana value. Alright.
So 4s are off. I'm probably just gonna play the Spine Crawler.
And give the Moroi its effect because
Yeah, because like we can choose to sidestep it if we really don't want to pay 6. Like we just morph down, morph up. But if we want an edict, now we have an edict.
I mean, edict sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's not great against this card, but it is fine. Disguised creatures have a CMC of 3, just flat. Oh, they just went with the well face down. Actually, no, yeah, they were just 0. Because well, like. Are they 0 in all zones? They might be 0 in all zones. I forget how Morph actually functions. Great.
Morph might make its mana value 0, but it costs 3? Hold on.
Alright, so we're trading here, and then we're gonna cast the Moroi. I'm pretty sure it's 0. Like, I know in play they're 0 because they have nothing. Like that one's 100%.
A Morph has mana value 0.
On the stack as well.
On the stack as well.
Okay, that's
yes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
A face down spell has no mana cost and 0 mana value, which means because you can't see what the card is on the stack,
then it's just
it is mana value 0.
I don't know
So
why.
it's a way to dodge it.
My brain was like, no, they're 3, and it's like that's just wrong. Stop it. It doesn't add up. Let's draw a card.
Alright, I mean, that's a 5/4. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
This is a card that gets the job done. Yeah, sure.
Doesn't add up. I mean, shit, this is actually kind of a fun reanimator spell now.
Whoa.
In that it kills something and then...
Is it Polarizer? When Is it Polarizer dies, conjure a card named Ionize or Electrolyze.
Ionize or Electrolyze.
Not revealed. That's fun.
That is fun. On the other hand, you have some beef coming in their direction.
Yeah, there's some beef in their general vicinity.
Beef in your area.
I think I double block the beef. That's fine.
Hey, if you Veccoed and put the spine crawler back on the field, would you be able to add that again to It Doesn't Add Up? So it now costs
Yeah.
fucking 9?
Speaking of things,
Yeah, this makes it so it's...
this cast an edict?
Yeah.
Okay. They caught it. We're creating many edicts.
It does still mean that you... like, you still double killed these bull. It's like fine that that happened.
Yeah. Well, this thing now has menace. The big thing is that this is unblockable. Also, so they have either electrolyze or ionize. So they have counterspell, deal 2, or 2 damage, draw a card.
It's probably deal 2.
I wonder what I wonder
Yeah.
what one it is. Could
Yeah,
be
I wonder what that.
Yeah, could be anything.
Problem is they now have 5, so okay. All right, that actually could function perfectly fine without your crocodile.
And all we had to do was kill the bitter blossom on sight.
Exactly. So you're looking forward to having to face off against that in the next game.
Do I have to mulligan to
To have
aggressively?
removal spell specifically for it.
Yeah.
I mean, no, but also it is gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't add up.
I don't like this hand.
It's not great.
Like, I don't like the double recursion piece with cards I'm not super into. Barb's Servitor is
An
actually pretty
indestructible
good.
creature.
This thing's pretty good. I mean, it draws
You know
us
what's something great with this? This is fantastic with Vecco because it's already a 1/1 anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it.
Yeah, this isn't a great hand.
Macabre Reconstruction, I'm not certain needs to be in this deck with how much it has pulling.
This is almost the exact same hand,
Except
just replacing
with fundamental
with Crocodile.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the Reconstruction back. This is
It is amazing how much this is the same goddamn hand, though.
Uh-huh. Yep.
You ask both hands what they want. If they want the ice cream, they both say yes.
Alright. So I've got bad news.
So this is one where you want to draw lands.
Yep. Stab wounds.
You have enough reanimator in the deck that
I can go cycle this.
cycling this should be no problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A slower attacking creature for now. That's fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Do some hand disruption.
bits of disruption. Okay.
Okay.
7 drop. Okay. Miss 3rd land drop. Play a Manor.
I don't like your draw.
This is a free
Weirdly
roll.
enough.
These are good. Okay.
And you even have something to put the edict on.
Yes. Now we can add the edict onto this card. No attacks, please. Love to have the lurking spine crawler now. This thing's so huge. Okay.
Yeah, this thing's just
Go
getting in
fix.
the way.
This is really good for them. Okay, 2 colors. Another morph, because, works really well with this stuff. Love to see it. I actually am thinking I'm gonna Undercity Eliminator this tunnel tipster.
Sure. Yeah, because get rid of the thing that can still get bigger, basically,
Yeah,
and survive. After
And,
the
and,
wrath.
and cut them off after mana, you know.
True, yeah.
Alright,
So, unscrupulous agent probably dies.
I'm gonna ask them if they want to. Okay, that's that. That was the expected outcome. We will sacrifice our agent. Goodbye, tall tipster. Okay.
Goodbye, Pikachu. Yeah, so most of your deck is actually live here.
Yeah, any land is like obviously stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Time for
Crocodile.
stabbing!
Oh, yeah.
It is time for stabbing! Knife, 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 knife. Good game.
Crocodile happened. What are we gonna do about
Yep. Well, Crocodile occurred. Among Us.
Bogus.
Bogus.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're under complete control of this game.
Amogus. So Stab Wounds is one of my favorite, like, kill spells from that original,
It has
from
really
the second
interesting
Ravnica.
gameplay for something that's so, like, basic, you know?
Yeah.
There's a legitimate thought of, hey, it's sometimes actually better to put stab wound on something that's like got a lot of toughness
Yeah.
but not much high power, because it will kill your opponent too. 2 every turn is not a small number.
Right, and like in that format in Ravnica 2, sequel to Ravnica, Return to Ravnica, Unleash was a mechanic.
Yep.
Unleash being this creature comes in with a level encounter and can't block. So, like,
Yep.
you stab wound a creature that can't block, and,
You just go ahead and accept that they swing at you with a 1/1 that can't do anything.
correct.
And they just take 2 every turn anyway. It was a creature that was now just an absolute liability.
Oh,
for them to
also,
have.
I suppose our graveyard is,
Oh yeah, that does conjure the cards.
it's
So if
full
you
of
had-
goodies.
If you had more cards that pick things out of your grave, I mean, they don't really do that much
No, but-
anymore, though. Regrowths are a very rare commodity in Modern Magic.
Well, regrowths that hit permanents are something we could have. Like, green has a good amount of that, just kind of floating around.
Oh yeah, these are enchantments, so that would count.
Yeah. It tends to be more like we've had a shift over time so that like green gets permanence recursion and blue tends to sit on like instant sorcery recursion.
Yeah.
Sometimes that gets split between red and blue, but not too much. Enough that it's not odd to see. And obviously just regrowth is still a thing you see in green, but like the point being, like, this is evidence more than anything else. We can exile 2 stab wounds to make our edict better, you know.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, your opponent I don't think has a way to win from this position, even with a Wrath.
Yeah, because we can just pick up the. All right.
Crocodile. Oh yeah.
It turns out casting 1,000 stab wounds is pretty good.
Yeah.
We just have to
I guess
draw
they
our
couldn't
first.
call this. I guess they couldn't call this Murs of Markov Manor, otherwise it'd be MMM.
This is fun.
It's okay. It has plays.
Yeah. I'm sitting here thinking that I actually do want to go into the deck and take out the Revive 2, the Pickup 2. I don't think that card's just... Oh, shit. Okay.
It doesn't have Vigilance.
Yeah.
Oh hey, Barb Servitor is here.
This actually
There's
should be a
that card.
really nice 4. Alright, let's get a card out of their hand.
I do find Stuffy Dolls fun.
Yes. This one also draws us cards, so... Alright, that was a choice, and they hit...
was Crusher.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on.
That was the worst card
Hold
in your
on.
hand, opponent.
Okay, no, I know what it has to be. They don't have Mountain 2.
Okay.
That has to be the reason, right? There's no world where that would be your choice, you know, like, set up like this, where, like, it makes sense, like, that's why they took time to think about it. Because it does make sense if you don't have Mountain 2 and you then have to decide if you're willing to throw away your plays you can make for plays you can't, like, you might be able to make or could make, you know? So, like, real choice. If they had a mountain, there's not a world for that. Okay, yep. So they just didn't even have land 4 even, it looks like. Discard Case of Burning Masks, another double red card. Okay. Well.
Alright, so this can't
block.
I suppose, you know what? Hold on.
Okay, they finally drew into the second round.
So they did that specifically because there are other things that care about suspending the tag instead of simply having this be a card that can't block and has menace. Because that's a thing that they also could have done.
Well, I mean, like, you have the mechanic on set, might as well use it.
Yeah.
Because this gives you ways to, like, unsuspect it.
Mm. It is a fun card of like, okay, yeah, it asks of like, do you want to take the bunch of damage or do you want to let your opponent drop a card? And
yeah,
it's neat.
I'm worried about the pace of our, like, the fact that we missed the land drop there means that we're going to have a lot of trouble converting our cards into play. And if they have, like their aggression at us might be good enough to, like, just put us in a hole.
Veko has Extort, so like that actually might help out.
Okay.
Or you could also, I mean, you can take Crocodile out now because of Veko.
Well, Veko, we're gonna cycle it.
You just need to, yeah, you can cycle Crocodile. You could next turn sacrifice Unscrupulous Agent, put it into your. There's lots of ways to bring it out actually at this point. Oh wait, Veko.
We don't. Yeah, Veko's not.
White.
We don't have the mana for that.
Right. So all you need to do is draw a land, and you can get.
Yeah.
That up.
I think you were assuming we had something that we do not.
Yes.
That's fine.
These are all things that die to stab wound.
That's all I'm caring about.
That's
Okay.
also the thing that dies to stab wound.
Okay. So now my plays are just made around, like, keeping my life total a little more, you know.
Yeah.
So if they're empty-handed, they get to draw. Alright, here we go.
There it is.
So then it's... it just doesn't add up. The Crocodile did it.
The Crocodile attacked this entire market? All of them?
All of them at once. The face down was a... Damn.
Double Strike Trampler, huh? Alright.
They had some bodies. Okay.
Now you can do it.
Yeah. The important thing here is that, I get to start extorting.
Yes. What can kill you from this position? What are there any morphs that can do so, like
Ooh,
getting something flying in 5 power?
I actually I shouldn't have attacked with the servitor. Thinking about that, you're right. There's a
The
4
servitor
power.
can't block.
Yeah, but it deals me a damage to draw the card here.
Oh,
The difference between 5 and 4 is okay. Not relevant. Thank God.
Just dogs.
Just
All
dogs.
right.
Okay. The thing I was scared of was the 4 power, the defense trading phantom.
Right. But Servitor is taking you damage to do that now, so you might want to hold that back, unless you play a lot of cards to do
Yeah.
that.
Well, now we can just like, so we're killing everything here. Yeah, like all of your creatures are dying. Like if you attack here,
Worth only 1 trade too, is the thing.
Okay.
So the 1/1s here are chump blockers now.
So I think the thing that worries me is like this is my drain 3 I left as my face down. I guess I forced the chump blocks then.
It's gonna flip up, but that should be okay.
This outcome's fine.
This might be second dogs.
I'm not gonna act until they've...
Okay, that doesn't change the
Okay, so
trade.
they're going to 1 with me controlling a card with Extort.
Okay. Or this.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't an action they can take. Though, how they won from that position is a different question, obviously.
Technically, right there was a basically completely unreactable thing for them, wasn't it? Because
No.
they'd passed priority, and then they went back to you, and then you activated a special action that they can't react to.
I believe that resets right. So the trigger from this card turning face up. Where are you at? The trigger from this turn face up is a trigger that gets put on the stack.
Right. Yes.
Anyway, I was talking about cutting my double raised dead in a deck that has like 2 of these, and the Vecco, that's just not real.
Question is, what are you putting in over it? Like Novice Inspector or Curse? More hand disruption?
You'll have Mortipede. We have a couple ways of repeatedly triggering that. Treacherous Greed. That's fair. I don't really want to put in any more white, is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, none of the, like, they're real, but they're not, like, enough that I'm willing to tilt the deck even further on the mana base. Like, Novice Inspector just isn't enough on a splash.
And technically a 1-drop heavily tilts it.
Yeah.
More than a more expensive card does in and of itself.
Immortus 78, Born in the Air. 1978. Sure. This is fine. Okay. Obliterator's still legal. Was that in one of the All-Be-One or something like that?
I don't know.
Hello.
All right, so they are at least 3 colored. Probably full 5 color green is my guess.
Okay. Play the swamp. Play a morph. No. Play a 2. Sure. If you're asking if All Be One or March of the Machine is still legal in Standard, I believe those sets are still legal in Standard for another 2 years. Like, Standard got changed to be a pretty lengthy time period. About a year back. They added a full year onto it. So, like...
Curse of Cold Snap.
Curse of Cold Snap, indeed. Alright. Watched. Like, that, like if it was specifically in there, it 100% is a legal card.
You got options?
Yeah. Think about playing Ally Assistant as a...
As just a 3/3? Because it can block this board.
Yeah, it comes
Except
into
for
play
person
tapped.
inserts, I guess.
Comes into play tapped, but... March of Machines Aftermath was a set specifically designed for cards to be put into Standard. That was the number one stated goal of the set was we want to print cards straight in the Standard that don't go through a limited format or like so we don't have to balance around a limited format. Was sort of the idea.
Well, Festileech can swing in as a 3/3, and you have pull in your hand already, so
Yeah.
you know. They've only shown Mardu cards. They haven't been missing like plays. They miss a couple land drops, but that's it.
We kind of push at them here and. Alright, and then Fester Leech gets us some cards in the yard. Okay.
It digs you past those cards to get to Crocodile. Like this, you know, it's all upside.
Yep. This is nice. Opponent's at 9, and we have a lifelink flyer in play. Like, he's a good place to be right now.
Sure.
They've not used the black mana at all. Yeah. Alright.
And you can still play Servitor and, like, you know, use it in some ways.
Yep.
They did that to prevent you from milling. Okay.
That's a wild chump block.
Yeah.
Because they could just put the 2/2 in front and it would be the same exact chump block.
Yeah. It's odd, to say the least.
Interesting. Yeah, like, if you just block with the 2/2 and the 2/3 there, you get the same result with like, a better outcome. Anyway, we have Barb Servitor now. It doesn't add up.
It just doesn't add up. They had to block the Repeat Offender and the Fester Leech. Because if they block the Barb Servitor and Okay.
Let's put some at 1. Just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I believe that expansion would be called New Capenna. One of the things about this set that, like, there's been a lot of chatter about that I still just don't quite get was a lot of folks that had said, like, rather than being set on Ravnica, this 120% should have been on New Capenna. And I just don't quite get the idea of doing, like, a return to, like, a plane that was received mediocrely 2.5 years later after its first print. It's still in standard right now. Like, the usually returns, like, are like 4 or 5 years apart minimum. It just doesn't add up. Love to be playing Reanimator. Alright. Alright. Are we getting another Ornithopter liker? We're ready for
If
them.
you are, they're dead.
We're ready for them.
Got them.
We have them smoked. Ooh. Okay, that's actually a really good timing because we can, like, this is 2 to flip up.
Mm-hmm. Crocodile. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You have to slam that down a turn early and draw a card. If you want to, even. You're not pressured to play it at all at the moment.
Yeah. Let's go for it. Uh-huh.
You want to put that? Okay.
Hey,
That's,
that broke the morph rule.
well, it's a rare.
No, rares don't break the morph rule. Nothing does. That's part of the morph rule. Like, a specific stated point of the morph rules, I don't care if you're a mythic rare, you don't break it.
It's an alchemy card.
Yeah, whatever. It... Like, we have an edict, it doesn't matter, but, like...
You actually could have pushed that even, because, I mean, it's only ward, right?
Yeah, it's only ward. The morph rule specifically applies to disguise cards in the set, murders Karlov Manor. Like... I know you're just trying to needle me, but, like... Whatever. Anyway, let me actually take in this card. Okay, so this is alchemy because it counts the number of times it attacked, and it refers to...
Also when it's disguised.
Yeah. My god. Also, that is... Alright. We can also just pick up the Crocodile with, Vecca.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Or you can draw another land and you'll be fine.
Yes.
A lot of options here.
This thing's nifty. Goodbye. Now it's dead forever. Okay. High vigilance.
That granted when is getting the +1/+1 counter is kind of a pain in the ass. It's not a huge problem, but it still is, you know?
Yeah. We're gonna swing
Does
with
pull
Night Drinker.
Exile? Does pull exile after they do the thing?
Sacrifice.
No, okay. They just go back to grave. Good.
Really?
They're just jumping?
It just doesn't add up. There's a pump spell in them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It just doesn't add up. Stabbed. Nice pump spell.
Wait, they might have a
Pump
second
spell
one.
too!
They did!
So, cool thing here.
I mean, it's now just a -1.
Yeah, now it's now they have 2 stab wound creatures in play.
Yeah, they're taking 4 every turn now.
So,
This is one of the great things about stab wound. To like,
another
these creatures being alive is actually killing them faster than they can kill you.
what do you mean by the morph rule? In the last couple sets where morph or disguise has existed as a mechanic, there's been a design rule around the amount of mana it takes to flip up these cards. Specifically, one morph cannot flat defeat another morph in combat, like flat, for less than 5 mana. So, like, for instance, this Granite Witness can flip up for 2, but it's a 3/2, it'll still trade. In order for you to actually win a fight uncontested, like no weirdness going on, it needs to be
5 or more mana. And for example, this Ally Assistant is a 3/3, so it can flat beat other ones that have 2 power when they flip up. If they have only 2.
I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
the
they would
Crocodile.
almost always have 2 toughness as well.
Yeah, sure. Anyway.
Alright, so we can get rid of some of these stab wounds.
We got some stab wounds to get rid of.
God, this Crocodile is so funny.
Yeah.
This is an extremely funny card. Sure, also, I'm sure for your opponents, it's like,
Oh god, for
I
them
got-
it's just like, what the hell? But
this
yeah.
is a completely one-sided wrath that kills me slowly. Oh.
Yeah, or quickly. But yeah.
I swear, you've gotten this Spectrum Sentinel so many times off of this.
But yeah, the idea of the morph rule is that if you play a morph on 3, your opponent plays a morph on 3, they untap, play their 4th land, and attack. You can block knowing that they will not blow you out without another use of another card. Like, they can't just flip up their creature and be like, gotcha.
It's a way to tame the amount of fundamental randomness and lack of information that morph cards give you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise morph cards are extremely but what could they have at all times?
So,
you know?
to talk about morph a little bit more specifically, in literally the first set that has morph, Onslaught, there are a pair of red commons. Alright? One of these red commons is a morph that flips up as a 2-power first striker. Alright? The second of these is a red common that has, when this creature deals damage to a player, deal 2 damage to a creature. So you play a morph on 3, or sorry, they play a morph on 3, you play a morph on 3, they attack. You now have to choose between, is it the 2/1 first striker and I lose? Is it the 2-power creature that deals 2 damage to a creature I control and I lose? Like...
The play patterns on original Morph could be very annoying.
Yes.
So they tried to address that very successfully in Khans of Tarkir when they brought it back.
Yeah. A side effect of it is that it tends to make Morph, and this is something that's honestly just true of Morph as a mechanic anyway, so I don't find it as too bad of a side effect. Because the Morphs have to follow this rule, it means that they tend to have some, like... They aren't always as, like, costed for constructed. You cannot have Exalted Angel in the world of this rule.
Mm-hmm.
One. Okay, fine.
I mean, that thing doesn't have vigilance, so you can kill it at least.
Yeah, this sucks because it's... like... I want to kill
Is push
this.
not even exile? No.
No.
It really is the worst removal spell in this set by a lot.
I still think I want this dead. I don't want my opponent able to continuously draw as I'm doing removal on everything. I can Undercity Eliminators and kill the Buzz Crusher, and then they're down to like 2 cards, 2 or 3 cards here, so I don't feel as bad. Oh, this is coming from the fairy. Skeleton?
Skeletons! Fine work, skeleton.
This exiles. So, I mean, start work there. Okay, good card.
Shorehound.
So, menacing skeleton. If the skeleton dies, they can demonic tutor. It
You don't have
continues.
really inspiring things to add up. But
No. One of the things we do have that's quite nice is the Toxin Analysis is a lifelink death touch trick.
Yep.
This means that it can operate pretty well for us as far as like making our life total feel a little farther.
Slice in the Shadows. I remember this guy.
Yep. Good card.
It's pretty good when you have 4 of them, it turns out.
Yes. Yeah, the cards that let you like kind of trade on morphs with like similar mana, work quite well. Central Tracker, alright. Like it's...
Oh, thankfully we don't investigate at all, pretty much.
Yeah, we have...
Except for Toxin Analysis. But,
yeah.
still, you don't have to sack it. It's fine.
Okay. Cure Bane. I think we're just passing here.
You can't block the skeleton.
No. We can't block the Hound either. Go to 4. 5th land.
I think you have to dig something out, yeah. The other lifelinker, yeah. Okay.
Alright.
It comes back, so...
We're just gonna continue to have it not add up. Sixth land? They must have something off that. They've got push-pull.
Seems like, yep. This is not going to do a tremendous amount to you because of the toxin analysis, right?
Yeah, this could kill if it wasn't for toxin analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them looking in a graveyard, so it was pretty clear that that was what they were going for.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Yep, so they go for the kill here. We're going to kill Vengeful.
So you want to block Tracker because, yeah, it's the only one around. And also, once it's off the board, you can sacrifice the token.
Yes.
They don't have any cards in hand, so they can't.
That's correct.
You will take 5, gain 3, go to the 4.
Oh, I'm dropping a ton of... What has happened to my connection? Oh, dear.
Are you?
I
may actually be
am I even still connected here? Uh-oh.
Your side stream's working fine.
Okay.
And it looks like stream's still there.
Okay.
Oh, no. Wait. No, I'm seeing the stream. Stream is still going.
Yeah, but you're, like, really robot-y.
Odd.
All right.
Okay, that's not my connection.
Yeah. All right, so they pop their clue. They're looking for a way to kill us. -4, -4. All right. I think I go to 2. Now... we get to kill them with the Drain 3 life. Oof, that was a very, very hard-fought one on their end.
Yeah. Should I disconnect, reconnect, or something?
You're back. You're good now.
Okay.
That, I don't know. It was
It's
just
really
like
odd.
It was just like 5 minutes where I think my connection just cratered.
Your connection got weird because I don't think it was actually that bad. Because like the side stream was completely smooth. For instance, no problems at all.
Sure.
And I checked on the main stream and like it might have stuttered a bit, but not that much.
Okay.
And my up and down was completely solid. So I don't know.
UI putting us at -1 life was rude, but yeah, we only for an instant. All damage is simultaneous in combat, so.
Actually, did your computer decide to like download a Windows update or something in that moment? Because that might have actually been your CPU.
That is a highly likely thing for Windows to have done.
Yeah. Because a CPU problem would have the same problem, but like also keep one of the side streams, like one of the streams, perfectly fine.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can get one more Crocodile murder.
Escape Tunnel has been a reliable planes.
Yeah.
This is slow compared to every other time
Yeah.
you've done, but you do have.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well that's bad for slow. Doesn't add up.
It just doesn't add up. Windows just loves going, you are updating, then eating 80% of... Oh, we are dead. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think you're dead to aggro here.
Yeah, we're gonna die to some aggressive creatures.
Spells and creatures in combination played.
Now
yeah.
I'm gonna... What is eating my CPU? I need to look at this because I'm dying. 2 neighborhood guardians, huh? Uh-oh. Well. Oh, right, I control it deleted, so it's full controlled. Alright, we're gonna play Mortipede. Because Mortipede here can gain lifelink. And that might be enough to save our life from an aggressive line like this. Oh no! Crime we have been bitten down on. Alright, do they have another bite down? Yeah. They have another bite. Not quite lethal, right? If they have 2 more creatures... Oh, they just have slice, okay. What? Huh. That was not the outcome I expected there. I figured that because Magic Online invented the mechanic, it decided to apply it to... Okay, whatever.
This is something that your deck was going to be very weak to.
Yeah.
And you had a bad set of draws for it anyway.
We were not coming back around on that one, but that's...
It's fine. That's why you had 3 losses.
It's true. I do not like it when the client directly lies to you. That
is rough, yeah.
That one I'm not a fan of. Like, Morph and Disguise are, like, alternate, like, casting mode, but, like, because there is no rules entry for how Incorporate works, like, I just have to assume that what the game is telling me is the truth about how it functions.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. One last game. Let's see if we can't Crocodile one more time.
In the opener. No. But that's fine.
This is fine.
Yeah, you got extracted contestant.
Yeah, we're ready in case of Rogue Bitter Blossoms. You know.
Lush Portico. Meticulous Archive. Okay.
Alright.
And they chose to get rid of that too, so they got blue already.
They must have blue already, and also
spells to play.
Yeah.
Because they want to play something on 2 here.
There's blue.
Blue. Okay.
What the hell do you do? When scrutiny of the guild pact enters the battlefield, you may choose a creature card in your hand. If you do, the card perpetually incorporates white and
add a
gains
3/3
and
onto the
oh my
cast.
goodness!
And also might have made an additional thing, also +1/+1. That is a lot of power tokens added on for 1. Okay, that is all colors.
We got the mystery key. Don't make my edict double edict.
Double edict sounds hilarious.
I mean, what if I have barter and blood, but one-sided, you know? Like, they're gonna play like a... So, okay, so they can't play a morph that's incorporated like this. That won't work.
Your opponent...
Showed up with my constructed mana.
These are rares!
Okay. Anyway.
Nice, nice build your own, like, 1, 4, and 3. Kind of almost a Geis's Strength draft, almost, in its own sort of way. Anyway, good luck, idiot. They're both dead.
Edict, and then Edict 2, the sequel to Edict. Yeah, just pick every dual land and go. Sure. I mean, they can cast literally... If they play Swamp, they can... Okay, Buried. That lets them O-Ring. Yep. Doesn't add up.
I guess Servitor comes down.
Yeah, this is Servitor time. So they missed the land drop. This now, by the way, it's Fertile Ground 2 and Fixing. So this now taps for 2. Shit.
Well, that's bad.
That's bad.
That was actually just a huge upgrade on that creature.
That
it's
card,
indestructible.
Yeah, that card's indestructible.
I guess you need your Crocodile to kill it now.
I need the Crocodile, or I need
or Undercity Champion, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the one that exiles.
Undercity Champion is the
oh my god,
troll
they can draw 3.
They can draw 4?
Yeah, we're toasted. We've been toasted by the power of a hyper greed. Oh no, they have 4 colors for this already. They're just missing red. Okay, you know, this is the kind of opponent I want to take every loss to. Right? Like...
You made it work, and I'm impressed. And they somehow had this motherfucker? Come on!
They haven't! You! You.
How many rares did you get?
This card's an uncommon.
That's an uncommon?
You know, it's fair because it's a 1/1, you see. So
extremely. Judge, I think our opponents snuck their own deck into Arena.
This is so good. I need them to play a red card. Yeah, it dies to removal, you know? So, like, just kill it. It is, like, factually, like, in any sort of constructed format, but it's also, like... That's 5 duels. I need to know how many.
How did you do this? What? Did you organize a draft of 8 people and then have all of them have take nothing?
Yes! It happened! They're gonna get me. So, the last opponent who got the case had the specifically had a help for it, in that they had the ley line, you know, to make it work.
This player just did it wrong.
Yeah, this is just raw. So when you cast an artifact, invest. I'm sorry, hold on. We are smoked like 12 ways from Sunday.
Your opponent is the most powerful player of Magic the Gathering I've ever
Help
seen.
me, Alligator Kenobi. You're my only hope.
I guess, yeah, you're not dead yet. You still have the alligator in the wings.
Acolyte here is so powerful. So it looks like a billion rares, but the way that packs have changed, these specific
Okay, but there's also another
duels-
one right there.
Yeah, but that's in its own slot too.
God damn it.
So, these lands are in a different rare slot than normal rares. Normal rares are in a different land slot than these rares, and then also there's a second rare slot that can just happen, and then there's a third rare slot that can also just happen as well. I think you could have 5 rares in a pack, like, of this with Alchemy. Anyway,
Ridiculous.
at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your opponent's library face down. You lose life equal to its mana, and you can play that card. Okay, this is Bob, but reverse.
Oh, this is Inverso Bob.
Uh-huh, okay. We have a win con. Win con located. We can do it.
It's a 3/3.
That's fine. We have a win con.
That's fine. That's a good thing because that means if you get the
Yeah, it lives.
the worm, it survives. Yeah.
It might be 6 with Alchemy because these also take up their own slot.
Is that another deadly coercion? No. They look deadly complicated.
Oh my god! Put a 1/1 counter on target suspected creature. You can have it be no longer suspected.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my god! Their own combo deck.
Jesus Christ. They made the Barb Servitor better.
The stuffy doll. He can block now. Oh, come on.
Don't
Also-
kill us here.
Also now it
Come
double
on.
strikes, so it'll draw 2 cards. Okay, we can still win.
That's here's how
Here's how we
how
can
we can still win.
Here's how we can still win.
Bernie save me.
Come on. Okay, okay.
All you have to do is raw rip the alligator, the crocodile.
Yes. Okay. They get to draw another card. End step. It just doesn't add up. Ah, shit.
Damn.
It's fine, we have time.
Vecco but you can't also extort.
No, I guess it should have extorted the push pull.
Wait. They wanted to die. I suppose it's better for you to kill it than to let it survive.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay.
Well, you managed to bring this down to only a single 2/2 on their side of the board, but I mean, it's still gonna get a million things
Keywords,
happening every
yeah.
time. Yeah, that's actually the major reason why fuse cards are in this set, aside from being, or rather, split cards.
Yeah.
Aside from them being a Ravnica mechanic.
Yes, they
is because they're really good with
and
evidence.
each of them are actually designed in that way. The left side is like 2 to 3, and then the right side is like, 6 or something like that. Like
a lot of the split cards are that.
Well,
but
in this one, it is all 5 of them are that way. Whereas like fire ice style things are were hide seek. Oh my god!
Okay, well,
yes.
From speaking to Cabana, this is like the most powerful of the moves.
Okay. I love that they put one on an Ornithopter to make it a 1/1 flying death touch.
Yeah, I mean, it has power now. They wanted to be able to not kill themselves with Barb Servitor, specifically. Doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. Okay, so now they can Vecco recover. They can sack an Ornithopter to pick up the... They can sack an Ornithopter to pick up the Emporium Thopter. Okay. Our opponent has to style on us. Like, they are required to style on us, and I want to see that.
This is another rare.
Come on, more styling. Keep going. This is the end of the game. You get to style. Can you extort us to death? They have 8 cards in deck right now, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe we should, like... Well, no, the Bob pulls off ours. That's not...
How many cards do you have in deck?
22.
All right, so your opponent has dug through 14 more cards.
Okay, so they are picking up the gadget tier. So they can pay 1 for. And then extort again. They can just kill us through. They don't have to go to combat anymore. You know? Okay, then they get the cadaver back off of the clue. And then we're gonna die to the 1/1 flying double strike vigilance. Flying vigilance double strike death touch assassin Ornithopter. The assassin strikes. Show me your best card. This is your moment. You need to show us one more cool thing. So the final cool thing is that they could recur the doppelgang.
Beautiful. Your opponent
this is
the greediest human being I've ever seen.
This is beautiful.
This feels like a cube deck of some kind.
Yeah, you could like this if it's like this is a standard cube. You're like, yeah, that sounds right. Like, especially like, oh my god, that ruled. I've seen 5-color decks, but like, this is just so much of it. All right. The betrayal of our servitor got us to 6 wins. All right, let's take a look at some of the alchemy cards and learn some more about Bitter Blossom. Bitter's Blossom. Shove aside. If you aren't the starting player, you can cast this flash 3 damage. Oh. Yeah? That's a neat design. Case of the Market Melee. In this case, enters battlefield, deals 1 damage to any target. Damage isn't removed during clean. Okay. Alright, okay. Sure, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Is this thing whispering secrets in my ear?
Yes.
When Snarl Fang Vermin deals combat damage to a creature, if that creature's still in play, suspect it, it gains this ability. When a suspected creature dies, while Snarl Fang opponent controls dies, while Snarl Fang Vermin is in your grave, they lose 1 life. Okay, so it turns their opponents into suspects and then drains or pings them continuously.
Yeah. That's a suspect your opponent's stuff at all costs. And once this is dead, it will keep on having that happen.
Just seeing the text damage isn't removed from creatures during cleanup is like, okay. Sure. Bitter Blossom?
Emporium Thopterist. This card is ridiculous, and I hate it.
I love the... I adore the specific choice to be like, uncommon. Like...
Excogitator Sphinx.
Flying 4/4 for 4. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, investigate. 1, sack a clue, seek an instant or sorcery. So that turns your clues into sack for half, and they will forcibly draw a instant or sorcery from your deck rather than random card. Okay. I thought this one was funny. Like, just create two signets.
Create 2 signets, pull one of them onto the battlefield instantly.
Yeah. 3 mana 4/4. When Plant Rhino enters the battlefield, choose a creature in your hand, gets +4/+4, and incorporate green 1. Multicolor creatures you control have Ward 2. You ever play with a card called Wolfear Silverheart?
Oh, the forever both sides have +4/+4 card.
Yeah.
The Soulbond one.
Yeah, the Soulbond one.
Yeah, it's
I don't know. That just came to
it's
mind.
really frustrating how much power or toughness it makes at all times.
It just came to mind when I saw this and saw 3+2 on a 4/4 that hands off 4/4. It doesn't hand off the same amount. Fergal, Quag. Nurture.
Quag, actually. It's Quag.
Yeah, it's a Quagmire. So, yeah. At the beginning of your end step, conjure a slimy dual leech onto the battlefield if you control no leeches. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on each leech you control. Sack a creature, add an amount of green equal to the sacked creature's power. Huh.
The beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control with power 2 or less gets +1/+0 and death touch.
So, Slimy Dual Leech is just a card in the set. Like,
I see.
Leeches. Oh, Amara. Voice of the Conclave. Convoke. Enters battlefield.
This is my least favorite form of alchemy card.
Yeah, so...
I hate these spellbook cards.
So, I like them when they're like this, where it's just like, look, this was immediately understandable.
Yeah, when there's just an obvious number of things that it will
like, or like the one that like, but this here, yeah, this is, I agree, this is also like really low on my list of like alchemy card, because the way of knowing what this has is it's just like, I don't know, here's a million cards with Convoke, pick one.
Yeah, also, as has always been the case on these frustratingly, look at that rarity spread. It's across all of them.
I don't know. So I know I understand the idea on the card of like it's Convoke card that grabs like a Convoke card or a Convoke liker, but like the amount of like there's a limited amount of space that like anyone can have for just like what's the way I put this? There's a mental
There's
limit.
a limited amount of bandwidth that people have
Yeah.
for actually remembering and like keeping track of everything that can happen during the game, and they're already spending it on playing regular Magic these days. And then you have Alchemy, which triples down on it in and of itself on a single format.
Yeah, it's just very like the bandwidth this one card asks for is infinite. Most of these used to be like 15. There was like an angel card in New Capenna that I remember. Like this.
Yeah, the
so
uncommon
the
that
difference.
can get you a mythic rare.
The difference is that this says it's 10 cards, but the bandwidth
But
is.
it's actually just one.
The bandwidth is one.
Because you understand what the signets are.
Yeah, the bandwidth is one. Or like that. We didn't see it here, but that Izzet card that like generates electrolyze or ionize. Like
that's fine. That's completely fine.
Yeah. Construction Arsonist, 2 mana 2/2. When Construction Arsonist enters the battlefield, you can choose an answer source in your hand. Incorporate red and gains when you cast the spell. Okay, shock each opponent. When you cast a multicolor spell, Construction Arsonist gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each of that spell's colors. So this seems to be like a cycle, and I didn't quite get what it was going for until like a little bit after we picked up our 5/4. But like, I see what we're doing here with Incorporates to like craft multicolor cards to make a set that actually isn't as heavily multicolor as it looks, as Ravnica usually is. Like to have more of a multicolor theme because you incorporate onto white onto a blue card, and now you have a multicolor card. So like I understand the idea there. Sure.
Nice, he came home. Lucky boy.
Thanks. Returned from the scene of the crime. But it is it's quite funny because we make 50 stab wounds and that's all the evidence in the world. This crocodile lets you know it was me. Like, oh, okay.
Second crocodile, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah.
It is so weird how disappointed that we get while looking at
I know it's the best possible.
Actually, objectively, the best possible thing you can
It's
get
best
out of
possible.
a deck.
Like,
But
so to talk more about like alchemy, like the thing that disappoints me about Amara is that alchemy has heavily improved. Like these are cards that have designs, they have an idea, they have working with mechanics in the set, and this is just like this is a card that could have been in the first alchemy set, and I wouldn't have batted an eye.
Yeah.
Because it's just Convoke Liker who makes a million different. Whereas like,
and they it's improved, but it slides back and forth because like you still have. It has not been too long since the Baldur's Gate 1 too, which I feel like was
the Baldur's Gate 1 was all
worst.
The Baldur's Gate 1 is
sets.
Yeah, the Baldur's Gate 1 is this on the worst possible.
Yeah,
because like at least with this, it's Amara, and then you like a card appears, and then the card appears, and you're good. The specialized one is like keep 1,000 options in mind, and also these cards are using art from other cards in paper, so good luck.
And also, if we're being honest, the mechanic is on most of them pretty bad. On top of that, because of the way that it invest so heavily into it.
So, but yeah, the guy who broke Morph bothers me because like that's supposed to be like a rule of the format, and as I mentioned, the existence of that rule does restrict design space. Exalted Angel can't exist under that rule, but also, if that rule exists, you by necessity can't break it.
Exalted Angel can't exist under that rule in limited formats.
Yes.
Morph is a major mechanic. It's they would still be allowed to make.
No.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. I'm shortcutting what I'm saying. So sorry, I shouldn't like do that because I get sniped on that all the time.
I'm saying that specifically in case anyone asks about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't mean that maliciously.
I know nobody does, but my God, people love sniping on if you don't take 10 minutes to word your statements. Anyway, yeah. No! See, like, I want to see cards.
You want to talk about them.
Yeah.
You want to say things about them, and now you can't.
No, I can't.
You just get to talk about, like, anywhere I want, I guess.
It's a wild card to talk about any card you want. Yeah, I do go back and like it is important to me, like just to go and check out these limited formats and like see what they're doing with Alchemy, because I have a number of problems with Alchemy and some of them have been addressed. Others have not, but like they have led to some very cool cards, like stab wound your opponent's board. So can super get there. Anyway.
The exception of the fact that those stab wounds then go into your grave, that card also could have... It could just be, you know, put a counter on them. This counter means they have -2/-2, and they drain 2 life.
Yeah, that's a lot of memory. It's the same... Again, on bandwidth, that becomes a lot of memory. You don't do
If
-2.
the card's on the table still, it would say, like, these are... I guess also the other part of it is then most of the time, if that creature would then die, then the effect would stop happening because it'd have to have it on there.
Honestly, if you want that card in paper, it's called Massacre.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like...
And I know that it's actually unfair to complain about alchemy cards that can be in paper. That's... Of course, there's a lot of alchemy cards that they could have put in paper, right?
Yeah.
It's just... occasionally like, oh, I like the design space of this, and I feel like it would be pretty easy to do it in real magic.
I
that's still my attitude towards alchemy, is that it's not real magic. It's weird.
Again, part of the reason I continue to look at it is to you know, keep reevaluating and seeing how they're doing things. And I mean, look, we wouldn't have gotten to look at the alligator, the crocodile, if we didn't go here. So, yeah. Alchemy is always going to suffer because the game wasn't designed around the thing, grounds up. There's plenty of cool MTG clones that do alchemy kind of stuff, and they incorporate it from the word go. Yeah, and that's like part of it. Like, as we saw, the like, even Arena itself sort of broke around one of them, where it's like, ah, this is what will happen when you cast this card, and then that wasn't what happened. Like, so, anyway, that's Murders at Markov Manor, the opposite of Murders at Karlov Manor.
True.
I will.
Curters at Markov Manor.
I know next week, if I remember what I had seen, next week we have the return of the Supreme draft of Vintage Cube.
The Crunchwrap Supreme.
The Crunchwrap Supreme returns. Yes, March 6th through March 13th. The Crunchwrap Supreme returns to us.
The probably actually the single strongest format in the entire game.
Quotes. The Vintage Cube goes Supreme for 1 week. On top of that, we're going back to the more power-packed version where you're opening 1 pack from 18 copies of the cube rather than 18 packs of 1 copy of the cube.
So you can...
What does that mean?
Multiples.
Multiples. Yes.
Yep.
The original the Wrap Supreme was you could draft multiples and go wild. Afterwards, they changed it so the 18 packs came from the same cube, which, like, makes them the same, like, makes your decks feel a lot similar in that. I love the wildness that comes out of
the fucking... I think you got, like, 2 or 3 time walks once on one, and that was so funny.
Time walk Croc is all-timer, absolutely. So, that'll be next week's Tuesday. And we'll continue with Magic from there. So, anyway, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you for joining, everybody. Thank you for joining, Doc. Glad you jumped in.
I want you to know I literally had just gotten up from a nap.
Good. I'm glad that you jumped in and then we got to immediately do Reanimator. So
Yes, of course.
like,
I project an aura of black green, although you ended up with black white on any time someone is playing Magic.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
just like,
I live that Golgari life every day.
yeah. No, it's not a gator, it was a crocodile.
Crocodile, yes. Perforator crocodile.
That's a Dryle.
Drew.
Yeah. Our good buddy.
Love this guy.
The reason is cycling, because it's very fun to reanimate. Alright.
Yep.
So, anyway, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you all for joining. If you want to catch more, you can always follow, see when we're live. Thanks for the subs, Nick Themeron. I appreciate them. Appreciate y'all being here, having a good time. Tomorrow, Dragon Warrior Wednesday. We're near the back of Dragon Quest Monsters, Dark Prince. So, you can get to meet our fun team. And then soon we'll be starting Dragon Quest 6. So, yeah, anyways. Thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.